welcome to my Lifestyle Chav Chat channel. So I always like to have the TV on in the background because I'm just like that. I've always been like that. I just like to know what's going on. Or I like to keep one eye over here and one eye over there. I'm just like that. So, but I'm talking about National TV Awards. But basically, so I've been talking about my spiritual psychosis that I had in 2008. And I wanted to go back a few steps and talk about how it all initially came upon me in the first place, how it all started in the first place. So I was in my last year of my degree, and I was doing my exams, and I wasn't sleeping. I didn't sleep for about 3 or 4 nights. And actually, what initially started to happen was it was getting to like late hours of the evening, and I used to have this massive dictionary because my dad used to get the books from Reader's Digest. So I had this massive dictionary. It had every single word you can ever think of, right, in the planet, in the English language. It was called the Reader's Digest Universal Dictionary or something like that it was called. And it was getting to like late hours of the night, and I'd be like looking up words in the dictionary. But the effect was like, this is when I started like going off my head. Yeah, I'd look up a word, and then I'd read the description, and then from the description I'd choose another word, and then I'd look up that word. And then this is what I kept doing. This word would make me then look up this other word, and then from that description I'd get a word and then look up that word. And this was going on like, I could have done this. I could be doing this for like 3 hours in the night. I know it sounds really crazy, but I was going crazy. I was like going off my head. Yeah, so it's like I'd look up one word, and it would make me look up another word, and then this word would make me then look up another word, and then this word would make me then look up another word. And basically it was like this thing that I was doing, it could have went on forever. It was like going on into infinity, and I can't explain what it is, yeah, but it's like I know it sounds crazy, because it is crazy. I know it sounds nerdish crazy, like looking up a dictionary at like 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. I know it's the most nerdish, I know it's the most quirkiest, most craziest, most nerdish thing you can do or be thinking of, but basically that's the state of my mind that I was in. Yeah, I was in this like quirkish, nerdish, spiritual state that I was in. But it was almost like, it wasn't just mentally what I was doing, yeah. There was something in me, it was like my spirit. This was like the genius in me or something. I can't, because we all have like a genius in us, yeah? We all have a purpose in us. When I say genius, I mean your individual unique blueprint, right, in this world, yeah, that gives you your purpose or your destiny or something like that. So it was like, there was something about this performative act that I was doing with the dictionary and looking at these words in the dictionary. That was having this impression on my mind that was giving me this deeper like spiritual understanding. And this deeper spiritual understanding that I was having was this like infinite meaning in just like in one single word. It's like the meaning of it can go into infinity, literally like never ending. I can't explain it better than what I'm trying to explain it right now. And so yeah, so basically this is how it came upon me, like this is what I was doing, and it became a compulsion where it's like I couldn't stop myself from doing this, what I was doing, yeah, looking up these words in the dictionary. And it was like, it got to a point where so many hours, like 3, 4 hours I was doing this, but it became like a compulsion. I couldn't stop myself, to the point where I even knew what I was doing was crazy, but I couldn't stop what I was doing, to the point where I then became hysterical. So I then ended up just like, for about a week, I'd just be in absolute hysterical laughter every single night. But this hysterical laughter it's like my spirit was understanding something. It was like, you know, when you see the light bulb goes off, it was like a light bulb moment when the light bulb goes off above someone's head in them cartoons. So it was like I was having this light bulb switch was going off in my head. I was like, oh, right. So it's like my spirit was understanding something, yeah, about infinity, yeah. This is how it started. So this went on, like I said, for a couple of nights, and then just like literally I was in hysterics. You know, in the called hysteria, I was like in hysteria. So I wasn't in, you know, when you have bipolar episodes, right? They say you have manic episodes, and then you can have the depressive episodes. So it was like I was in this mania, this hysterical, I was in hysteria and in mania Yeah, I was having manic hysteria. That's literally what it was like. So it was like my mind was like elated. Yeah, like this. And at this time, I was living with my sister. And like I said, this went on for, I don't know, 3 or 4 nights. So then after a while, my sister, she started noticing my behaviour was not quite right. Or I was saying things that were just not quite the norm. And there's a few things that I remember. There was one stage where I knew that I was like going mad in my head. Yeah, there was a part of me that knew, like, yeah, I'm going mad, but I think I just kept thinking, you know what, I just need to get to sleep. I need to sleep, and when I get the right like sleep that I need, I'll come back down, yeah, and I'll calm down and I'll get back to normal. I think that was my thinking, but it's like a part of me knew that I was going mad, I was going off my head. So like there were certain things that I remember, like I was in the shower, and this is why I call it spiritual psychosis, because some of the thoughts that I was having, I just, there's like little things, like for example, there's one time I was in the shower and I just remember feeling like this, you know, the concept of the Lion of Judah, yeah, and it was like the Lion of Judah, yeah, he was like a king, yeah, the King Lion of Judah, yeah, I was having this like vision of like a King Lion of Judah, and like this King Lion of Judah was like coming upon me, yeah, I remember like just little things like this, yeah, I remember I was having. Yeah, or for example, the same week, I was going off my head. Me and my sister was living in this flat, and then this surveyor had to come around to measure the walls. And I don't know if you've ever seen those measurement devices. It's like a laser beam, and they go boop boop. They use the laser beam to measure the distance from here to there. So this dude came around with this laser beam thing, and things like this. I was just, my mental state was not quite right, because I was like, it just was giving me this like thinking and feeling and perception, like, oh yeah, you just want to come to like measure the place because, I don't know, I was thinking something spiritual about it. I used to collect crystals, and I had this crystal, and it was literally shaped like a pyramidic shape, like a triangular like this, and I used to keep it like on the windowsill. And this dude who came around to do the measurement, it got me thinking on this spiritual thing about my crystals, thinking, oh, you're just coming to like measure the temple of Jerusalem. Just like, this is what I mean, it was a spiritual psychosis thing that was going on. So, there was, you know, there'd be certain incidences like this where, I don't know, it was like my mental state was in a different state. My mental state was like in this spiritual heightened awareness state. I'll end this video here. Tune into the next one to carry on the rest of the episode.